to the review of the communication book 44 Ideas for Better Conversations Every Day by Mikael Krogerus and Tschäppeler. All right, this is an awesome book. This book gives us 44 communication theories and practical tips that we can use to improve our communication skill every single day. I really want to believe that some of you joining must have read this book. You have already drawn lessons and insights from this book because this book is really, really practical. There are some things that you may have been doing that you don't even know that you're doing wrong, or some things you're saying that you don't know that you're saying wrong just because you did not know. But thankfully, this book helps us, you know, to dispel all the wrong theories that we have about communication. So I'm going to run you through the theories in this book one after the other. Practical tips. This book has 4 different sections, if I'm not mistaken. The section 1 is about job and career. That is from chapter 1 to 11. So the first chapter says the 6 principles of persuasion. Cialdini. The 6 principles of persuasion. So the main idea in chapter 1 is that people don't just say yes because your idea is good. They say yes because the human psychology responds to triggers. So if you want people to say yes, you must first of all reciprocate. That means show them favor, give them something, and then they are more likely to give you back. Right. Then once people commit, they want to remain consistent. That means that they have now come to trust you. That is the principle, the 6 principles of persuasion. Number 1 is reciprocity. People will reciprocate your gesture. If you give them hate, they give you hate. If you give them a smile, they give you back a smile. If you show them favor, they naturally want to show you favor. The second principle is commitment or consistency. That means once they commit, they want to consistent. They don't want to break your trust. They don't want to disappoint you, especially if they stay. Then social proof. People copy what others do. So if you want, for example, people to attend your church program, don't just announce and say, come and attend my church program, you're going to be blessed, this and that. Just say last year, many people who attended this church program testified to the power of God. That is social proof because people like to do what others is moving. People want to move. Then authority. People trust experts. If you think that you're an expert in something, you have to come across as an expert, because once people start to doubt you, they will not feel persuaded. They will not feel convinced by what you're saying. So even if you are not so sure, don't show it. Then liking. If you want to persuade people, you need to make them like you. People buy from those they like, they trust those that they like, they follow those they like. Then scarcity. If you really want to persuade people to patronize you, to do business with you, to buy your products, don't be everywhere. Even if you want them to value you, you cannot be too familiar to them. Familiarity breeds contempt. People value what is scarce, what is limited. Oh, limited edition. They rush it. Why is this product scarce? People will do panic buying. All right. So when persuading people, don't argue too much. Use the right words, the right terminology, use the right doors that will naturally convince people. Now to chapter 2. I think we need to move a bit faster. Chapter 2 is about the rules of meeting. There are so many meetings that are not productive. They are unnecessarily long because there is no clear agenda, no clear timing, no defined goals. They don't even understand what they should be talking about. They just call meetings as routines. So if you want your meeting to be productive, you need to give it time. You need to have a clear goal, a clear agenda for that meeting. And you must set some rules. No phones, no distractions. In fact, there are some meetings that you must tell people to stand. You must hold such meetings while standing, because when people sit, they tend to be relaxed. They tend to be laid back. So make your meeting productive. It is not about too many words or dragging or arguments here and there. Don't waste time. In fact, when you waste too much time, you lose people. They are not focusing. And make sure you get feedback from people. What have we discussed from this meeting? Let them repeat it to you. Chapter 3 says boss talk, leadership communication, how leaders shape morale more than policies. People don't just hear information, they hear the tone, they hear the confidence in your voice. If you want to be a boss, speak confidently. Speak like somebody who has authority, and people will respect you, and let people feel safe around you as a boss. It is not just about criticizing and condemning people every time. You must also listen first. Then clarity is expected of you. If as a boss, as a leader, your words are not clear, then you cannot lead people effectively. Then as a boss or a leader, give recognition to people. These are the things that will make them respect you. Then address their mistakes without humiliating them, without making them feel less of themselves. We really need to pay attention to this. So instead of saying, why did you do it like that? You can say, help me understand your thinking so that we can improve the process. Oh, why did you talk to the customer like that? You can say, please, can you tell us why you address the customer that way? That is more positive. That will make the situation less embarrassing for the person involved, especially if they had no bad intention. They meant well for the company, right? So leadership communication is not about sounding intelligent. It is about making people feel safe enough to perform, to want to be around you. Now, the salami tactic. Big changes are easier to accept when introduced in small steps. People feel overwhelmed when you bombard them with too much information, too many tasks, too many duties. Just like the salami, or see it as pizza, slices of bread, slices of beef. Imagine if you want to give a chunk of meat to a 2-year-old. That child is going to battle with it. He doesn't even know where to start biting from. But when you cut it into small pieces, the child doesn't feel pressured or overwhelmed. He just picks it piece by piece. True, when he's done, he picks another one. The same thing applies to adults. You lose people when you bombard them with too much information. And then there's going to be resistance because now they are confused. They don't know where to start from. If you want your spouse, for example, to adjust spending habits, don't say from now on, stop on unnecessary expenses. You can say, let us reduce eating out this month, and then the next day, oh, can we take out the DSTV subscription? I don't think we watch DSTV that much. Then and on another day, you can say, can we change the children's school? I think the school where they attend now is just unnecessarily expensive. You're introducing these changes bit by bit. Not that you go to your spouse and say, can we stop eating out? Can we take out some subscriptions? Can we change the children's school? Can we change our house? Can we move to a cheaper neighborhood? Take it bit by bit. If you want people to accept a big shift, don't drop it like a bomb. Introduce it gradually. That way they can process it. They can, take it bit by bit as well. Now, the Aristotle's rhetoric. That's chapter 5. Every strong message contains ethos. That is credibility, pathos, emotion, and logos, logic. What this means is that people won't accept your argument if they don't trust you. That means there is no credibility, no trust. If they don't feel moved, that is the emotion. So whatever you're doing, make sure that you are speaking to the emotions of people. That is the connection. That's why I laugh when people say, oh, AI will replace humans. AI will replace humans. AI will not replace humans because the emotional part still has to be there. That's human connection. AI can help us to improve in our work, improve on so many things. But that human connection will still be there. The feeling that we have for one another should still be there. That is only when people will accept your argument, they want to be close to you. And when people don't understand your reasoning, that is your logic. What you're saying does not make sense. So every good communication must have credibility, trust. People must be like, yes, I can trust this person. Then emotion, they're feeling something as you're speaking. Why do you think that people will go to church and then they'll start crying when the pastor is preaching? It's touching something in them. Then logic. If they don't understand what the pastor is saying, they cannot even cry in the first place. So make sure that your words are clear. Make sure that you are convincing. Good communication is not just facts. There must be trust, there must be logic, it must be emotional. Then chapter 6 is about storytelling. People remember stories better. Don't just keep pouring facts. Use stories. In fact, speaking to the previous chapter 5, use stories to touch their emotions. how somebody died, how somebody became a king after his mother. So such, how we fall for Nollywood stories, because the stories are just touching us, they're touching something in us. So we remember, we feel, we even cry when we're watching the story. Something that was made from a script. It's just a script that they're acting out, but it's touching something in you, and you will hardly forget. I'm sure some of you cannot forget some movies that you watched like 10, 20 years ago, because the story was just so good. And if you are selling something, use stories. Oh, one day a customer came early, waited 30 minutes and left. We lost that opportunity. I don't want you to lose opportunity. This is why we're telling you that we can help you to set up a system in your business where you will never lose a customer again. We lost 100 million naira deals just because we had no system. This was 5 years ago when our business was just starting. So we want to help small business owners. We don't want you to lose any money. We don't want you to lose any clients. Use stories. People hardly forget stories. Chapter 7 says principled negotiation. When you are negotiating, have the other person in mind. Negotiation is not always about winning. You may think you have won, but you may have lost the other person. They may be so bitter towards you. It is about solving a shared problem. It should be a win-win thing. So don't be hell-bent on getting all the deals, making all the profits, not caring how the other person feels. Negotiation should be principled. Don't throw your character out of the window just because you are negotiating a deal, just because you want to make all the profits. If a worker demands salary increase, for example, instead of fighting, you can ask, okay, what's the challenge right now? Okay, what other offerings will the company be enjoying from you? The best negotiators don't fight people. If you go to the market to buy something, you're not going to fight. You're going to negotiate, to haggle back and forth, let me pay this. Oh, no, we can't give you this discount. We can only give you 10%. You get value until both of you come to a mutual agreement and both parties are happy. Chapter 8, feedback method. Feedback is powerful, but it only works if it is specific, right? So make sure that people get feedback and that you get feedback from people as well. Instead of saying, oh, you're always careless, that is bad feedback. The person is going to feel bad, and at the end of the day, they may not even do anything that you have said because you have embarrassed them. They feel so bad. You can say, I noticed the report had missing figures. Please double check before submission next time. That is more positive. So even if you are giving feedback, don't let it sound as punishment. Let it sound as guidance. Now we move to the next one, groupthink. You need to be careful if you're a leader, because now you may think, oh, the majority carries the votes, but the majority could be wrong. They are not always right. A group can make poor decision. So the fact that so many people support a motion does not mean that that motion is right. It doesn't mean that it is the best. So make sure that you encourage disagreement. Oh, does anybody have any contrary opinion? Oh, do you have anything else, something different to say? So that people don't just put heads together in the wrong direction. They say two heads are better than one, but two heads can be wrong sometimes. So a group that never disagrees is not united. It may just be that they are afraid. Somebody has a different opinion, but they are afraid to air it. Chapter 10, power and influence in communication. Communication is shaped by power dynamics. So power affects who speaks freely, who interrupts, who apologizes unnecessarily. So instead of commanding, ask questions. Good communication understand power and adjust. Don't just command, don't just give orders, instructions. You must show confidence without arrogance. That is when you actually get people to come close to you, to really want to relate with you. Because if you show yourself to be so powerful, you will lose people in the process. And at the end of the day, you become like an island. Nobody wants to surround you. Intercultural communication. Are we getting something? If anything may have answer, that means nobody's thinking. Yeah. I think I understand that, even though the grammar, but I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah. So, still on power and influence in communication, you must note that influence is not always in what you say, but in how safe people feel around you. So, if you like exert all the power, people may not want to be around you. You see that you are lonely. That's why some people leave positions of power and they become so lonely. They don't even last. They die so quickly because people don't want to be around them again. The only reason why people were flocking around them was because they were in position of authority, of power. Chapter 11, intercultural communication. Culture affects communication style. When you go to Rome, you behave like the Romans. There was somebody that said, oh, they went to France and they were lost. People didn't want to speak English, even though they understood English. Right. So they too had to find a way. Otherwise, they will be lost. They missed their train. They did everything. So intercultural communication is very, very important. In some cultures, you must not be too direct. You must to say heavy things in a very light way, in a diplomatic way. It will land you in trouble. Like my own Yoruba culture can be sometimes delicate. There are some words that you elder. There's a way you don't look at an elder. In fact, if you want to say, if you want to, say proverbs in front of an elder, sorry, I'm not old enough to say this proverb in front of you, Toto should be aware, something like that. So you appease the elder first before you say some things. Otherwise, you will find yourself in trouble. So if you are working with diverse people, clarify. Would you prefer direct feedback or gentle feedback? Can I sit here? Can I talk to her? Oh, are we permitted to go into the ladies' room? You ask questions, clarify. Don't be too blunt. Don't say, oh, I want to be too honest. Some people think that being too blunt is rude. Now let's move to section 2, self and knowledge, from chapter 12 to 21. Chapter 12 is self-talk. How you speak to yourself shapes how you speak to others. So if you are fond of speaking negatively to yourself, you will find yourself speaking negatively to other people as well. If you find yourself speaking fear, insecurity to yourself, unknowingly, you are going to be speaking fear and insecurity to other people. So form the habit of speaking calmly to yourself, of speaking confidence, of speaking life to yourself, speaking clarity, speaking favor, blessing upon yourself. Don't say, I'm not good at public speaking. Say, I can improve by practice. I can do this. I am better than this. I am bold. And that you will project to other people as well. 13 is active listening. Most people listen just to give replies. They don't listen to understand. Don't just listen to reply. Listen to understand. Give rapt attention. Don't fiddle with your phone when you are with people, and respond with empathy. When people are talking, be nodding. Show them that you're following them. People don't always want solutions. They want to feel heard. You can keep talking and talking and talking. How would you feel if at the end of the day nobody can repeat back to you what you have said? It means they were not listening. So people feel that way too. Make them feel heard. When they are talking, it's not a time to tell your own similar story or give your own similar experience. Allow them to land. Small talk is chapter 14. Small talk is not meaningless. Small talks build trust. It is like warming up an engine before driving. People cooperate better when connection exists first. So ask people, how was your weekend? You want to ask somebody for something. There are some people that want you to go straight to the point. Maybe this is where intercultural communication comes handy. There are some people that don't want all the pleasantries. Please, what do you want? Go straight to the point. But in some cultures, you must greet first. So how are you? How is the family? And it also depends on your rapport and your relationship with that person. And depending on what you want to say. So small talk. So how are you? How was your weekend? Oh, did you attend that party last weekend? Oh, I'm sure you had fun. Before you go into what you want to say. Then 15 is the iceberg model. What people show is small. What they feel is deeper. The iceberg. You must learn to break the ice. As a good communicator, learn to go deeper into what people are saying, into what they are not saying as well. How do you do this? You must break into their hearts, touch their emotions, say things that will make them want to give you all the answers that you want. People hide a lot beneath the surface. People can be telling you something, but there is a lot more that they are not saying. If you're a counselor, for example, you must know how to bring words out of people so that you can help them better. A wife complains, for example, oh, you never help me, you never help me. The issue may not be about help. It's not like she's asking you to come and wash plates in the kitchen. What the underlying emotions or words that she's not saying is that she doesn't feel loved, she doesn't feel supported, she just wants reassurance. That's not the time for you to start arguing. What do you mean? But I helped you to change the baby's diaper. But don't argue, just reassure her. And when the children have gone to bed, call her to one side. My darling, what's the problem? I hope that we can be doing these things. They'll really help. There'll be less divorce rates in the society, especially we women. A woman tells you, a woman is so moody, she's frowning, and you say, hey, how are you? Fine. Have you eaten? No. Why? Nothing. Is there any problem? No. She's giving you one word answer. There is a lot beneath. If you want to enjoy that relationship, you had better break the iceberg and go deeper. Don't respond only to what people say. Ask what they mean. Follow up. And this applies in different spheres of life. Then spiral of silence. People hide their opinions when they think they're alone. And this leads to false disagreements. They will just be nodding. They don't agree with you. Right. In a committee meeting, everyone nods at a bad idea. But they go and complain privately. That is a spiral of silence. So if you as a leader or a good communicator, you want to get them to come out straight, then you must create space for people to disagree safely. The reason why they may be nodding to that bad idea is because if they know that if they disagree openly, there's going to be a kind of backlash. So don't encourage the spiral of silence. 17 is speech act theory. When you speak, words are not only words, there are actions. Even when you are not talking, even when you just tell somebody, get out, they'll read a lot of meaning to it. There is no communication that is neutral. That is neutral. Even when somebody is quiet, they are still communicating something. They may be communicating that they are sad, or they don't like you, or they don't feel uncomfortable, or they just want to be alone. They are going through issues. Social judgment theory. People judge new ideas based on their existing beliefs. When you introduce an idea, people put it into acceptance zone, rejection zone, neutral zone. If someone believes money is evil, teaching wealth principles may offend them. That is social judgment theory. So you must start from their value. You must start by saying, oh, money is a tool. God wants us to use money wisely. Don't just go straight into that part that they don't believe in, that is going to offend them. So if you want to persuade people, start from where people are, not where you want them to be. Don't judge their interpretation or their understanding based on your own level. Start from their level, because they already have their opinions formed. So you must start breaking that little by little. 19 is the apology matrix. Not all apologies are equal. A true apology contains responsibility, regret, repair. Avoid fake apologies. You're saying sorry, but you're still trying to justify your action. And sorry, but it's because, if not that. Sorry, but you provoked me. Sorry, but you also said that first. No, your apology must be sincere. It must be genuine. Don't justify it. You are already wrong. If you want people to forgive and forget when you offend them, your apology must be so sincere. Don't try to justify your wrong actions. That's the sorry matrix. You must be sober. Use I sentences. I am sorry. I did not mean to hurt you. Please forgive me. Use I. Don't justify your actions. Avoid but sentences. I'm sorry, but. And don't try to ask for direct forgiveness. Forgive me. You put people on the spot. Allow them to process your apology. Allow the forgiveness to come from them neutrally. right? Then you must be ready to change. Of what use is your apology if you are going to do the same thing over and over again? That is fake apology. It doesn't hold any water. You must be ready to change. I'm sorry I raised my voice. I was wrong. I will work on controlling my temper. So you give the other person an assurance that you will not repeat the same thing. An apology without responsibility is manipulation. Don't manipulate people. Oh, forgive me, forgive me. Will you forgive me? Will you forgive me? But you can't do the same thing again. You do not take any responsibility for your action. Chapter 20, white lies. The author says everybody lies. Is it true? There are 4 different kinds of lies. We have white lie, we have gray lie, we have black lie, we have red lie. Which of the lies do you tell? Let me know in the comments. What's the color of your lie? Lie, Muhammad. What's the color of in white lie? Only the person lied to benefit. So like I said in one of our reviews, maybe somebody has just lost his daughter. You don't go straight to say, you tell gray lies. Okay, you don't go straight to say, your daughter has died. Your daughter. They're asking, where is my daughter? Oh, she's still at school. Oh, she's coming. She's coming. Oh, she's still at the hospital. Because you don't want them to faint. You don't want them to develop high blood pressure. You don't also want them to die immediately. They may not be able to take the shock. That is white lie. Great lie. Both the liar and the person lie to benefit. You know, you've lost weight. You don't want the person to feel bad. You too, you don't want to be in the person's bad book. Oh, am I fat? No, you are not fat. You're just the perfect size. Oh, I like your shape. The person you are telling knows, but then they feel good, at least in that instance. They have the validation that they are seeking. You too, you feel good that you did not make them feel bad. Black lie. Only the liar benefits. For example, some politicians, they know that they are lying. I will do this. I promise this. I'm going to build schools. I'm going to build hospitals, good roads. They know that they are lying clearly. Bare-faced lying. But they are using it to their own advantage to manipulate people. That is black lie. They know they are guilty, but they will tell it. They tell lies in broad daylight. They tell lies in broad daylight. That kind of right. Number 4, red lie. No one benefits here, and this is the lowest form of lying. Saying something with complete awareness that the other person knows that the statement is false. You are lying with your full chest, and you know the person you are lying to knows that he or she is being lied to, but you are still saying no. But then, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. To tell the truth, always tell the truth. 6-word rule. Clarity improves when you simplify. It is not until you say too many words, you preach for 1 hour, you talk for 2 hours. The day people don't understand anything. Practice the 6-word rule. If you can say it in 6 words and make sense, then you're a good communicator. You are a very good communicator. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. That is a perfect sentence. Anybody can understand. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. If you're a business person, you must really know how to use these rules. You want to advertise something, you're not going to be writing 10 sentences. How can you summarize it in 6 words in a way that it will make meaning? People are telling lies. Oh, gray lie, white lie, okay. White and green and butter color lie. They may talk about white and green and butter color lie. Your own lies even have more colors. The sins are forgiven in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, the 6-word rule. Summarize, focus on points, reduce confusion, communicate with impact. You can now have, more words underneath, but what will people see first? Let it be very clear, in very few words. After a long meeting, summarize. We agreed on the plan. We'll start on Monday. If you can summarize it, if you cannot summarize it, then you don't understand it well enough. Okay. What should we do? This is why we're going to stop for today. Yes, chapter 21. And those are the first 2 sections. We're going to complete the remaining 2 sections tomorrow by God's grace. Yes, because I don't want us to feel too overwhelmed. Now I'm using the salami principle, the salami tactic, right? I don't want to bombard you. I don't want to overwhelm you. Go and work on the one that you have learned tonight. Pick at least one actionable point. See, if you read without implementing, well, maybe you're just reading at least to be in your record that you have read. Maybe that's what you're trying to achieve. But try and implement, even if it is just one thing. Try and implement. Take one action. Is it the salami principle? Is it the way you tell lies? You want to improve on it? Is it the way you seek apology? You want to be better at how you apologize. Which one is yours? Or maybe you're a boss. You're always too critical of people working with you. You really want to change that. You want to work on that gradually and write it somewhere. Don't have it in your head. I always emphasize it. Don't think that your memory is going to always serve you. Write it somewhere. Okay. I hope that you have learned something. I really want to thank you for joining me on this review. Tomorrow, we are going to have 2 review sessions. We are going to conclude this one, and it's going to be during the day. It won't be, okay, what do we do? Anyways, we're going to communicate in the group because we're going to have a YouTube review and TikTok review tomorrow. Right. I will implement that salami principle. Fantastic. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like this video if you have not liked it. Please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe, and share your comments with me. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel I inspire you to live intentionally. So tomorrow we're going to do the remaining chapters of this book. Until then, be intentional. Bye. You're welcome.